Jim, welcome. So I have a feeling that this is partly a story about how much Dell has changed over the past decade, but why excited about Dell but not about the PC market?
That's a great observation, and it's good to see you here today. Importantly to note, the supply chain issues are impacting everybody in every day of their life in every product. PCs are not going to be spared from this. We are seeing prices go higher. So when you go to a big box retailer or online, prices go higher. Now, to specifically answer your question, why Dell versus the others and how we can be more positive on Dell versus the PC market, when you show up to work and you get into your office, you want a beautiful screen. You want a good video recorder. You want a good connections. And then when you go home, you want the same thing. So corporations are seeing a handoff from the demand driven by consumer during COVID to now demand by the enterprise, where employees are demanding a good workstation, a good notebook, a good screen. And that's why we think Dell is going to outperform here. They are more geared towards the enterprise side of things. And we see a handoff going from consumer to enterprise.
Now, it's amazing. Dell's market cap is around $37 billion right now. And yet, a while back, Dell managed to take out Citi with VMware part of it and benefit from that transaction. Now, VMware up for sale again. How much did that process strengthen Dell? How strong is its software portfolio, networking portfolio and position? And how much does that sort of overall diversified approach to enterprise IT factor into your bullishness for a company like this?
Well, strategically, you put the pieces together perfectly. Those acquisitions, those strategic investments have now paid off to where the company has a full end-to-end solutions, whether it be a commercial agreement that they may have with some of the entities that they no longer own, or internally what they've developed, or who they've acquired over time. They now have a full service end-to-end solution. If they didn't, specifically, they'd be only selling PCs. But now today, they're selling also storage, servers, connectivity, cloud, a lot more security and software. And if they only did PCs today, they would probably be facing similar challenges that the rest of the supply chain is. So Dell is a much stronger, bigger, diversified, broader company today than when Michael Dell started this in his college dorm room back in Texas.
All right. Speaking of supply chain, Jim, I've seen some comments today that argue you take the consumer electronics slowdown, you take the China lockdowns easing, you take better than expected foundry shipments, maybe in fact, at least in autos, for example, this chip shortage may finally be ending for now. You see anything wrong with that?
I don't. And in fact, you correctly identified the sector of the automotive sector. And that sector has been really hurt a lot because it's hard because there's been so much more innovation in the EV and the cars of the future, whether it be an engine, a controller, a bumper, and safety features. The automotive industry has seen tremendous bottlenecks. We expect this to ease in the later half of this year, but it will be slow. And many companies, no matter what product you're selling, are seeing higher average selling prices. You see the CPI, the Consumer Price Index numbers going higher. People are going to have to spend more, whether it be on gasoline, a car, a PC, or even a smartphone. And we're seeing companies put out their higher end products rather than the lower end price products. So if you want to buy a phone or a car or a PC, you're likely seeing the offerings on the shelf be on the higher priced items. So inflation's hitting everywhere, but you're right. The automobile sector and the automotive sector has seen, about 2 years of constraints. Hopefully this eases up because the world could use a lot more environmental friendly cars. That's for sure.